Hey, what's going on here? Composing Gloves, and we are going to look at some atmospheric vocal processing. So, you probably heard some pretty atmospheric things, and the neat thing is you can use reverb to make almost anything atmospheric. So, we're going to look at vocal chopping and just creating a really interesting sort of slide melody. We're going to use Slicex to do it. You could also do it in Harmor. It's pretty cool, but I'm going to use Slicex because I want to keep it kind of short. We're not going to add a drum beat or strings or anything. We're just going to make the sound. So here we go. We're going to do it real fast. So what you do is you open up a Slicex. We've got a Slicex here. And the neat thing about Slicex is you could drop audio files in there and it will automatically chop it to you and map it to the keyboard. So if you grab an audio file, Composing Gloves, this is the one I'm going to use. You drop it on there and bang, it just chopped it up for us. So you can refine all these things, but that's all you really need to know about this. Just add a Slicex. Now you see if we go to our piano keyboard, our piano roll, and if you don't know what this is, go watch my FL, how to make your first song in FL. This will explain it. So each one of these markers corresponds with one of our slice points. So if we click on them, we can hear them. So first we're going to create a cool rhythm because that's first thing you need in an atmospheric track. So atmospheric tracks are usually like, 100. Well, they could be any tempo, I suppose. Atmospheric's more of a genre feeling. So let's just create a rhythm now. So we're going to go with this zzz at the beginning. Whoops, don't want to do that. Oh, I like to do the O. The O is pretty cool. We're going to go off beats. That's pretty cool. Okay, like I said, we're going to make it this short, but you could go along and make this like incredibly complex thing. So we have this pattern now. Now, how do you make it atmospheric? Well, you could reverse parts of it. You could do all these things. So that's what we're going to do actually. So first we're going to record. We're just going to do 2 bars of it. And we are going to first record. No, we're going to add reverb first. So let's add this to mixture track 6. So it's on mixture track 6 now. And we're going to add some reverb. I'm going to use the reverb everyone else has, which is Fruity Reverb. And we're going to make it just all the way wet. We're just going to drench the sucker. So the decay controls how long it takes to decay. Damp controls it's basically a high, it attenuates high end frequencies, and high cut, low cut does exactly what it sounds like. If you don't know what these terms are, go watch my parametric EQ 2 and the FL12 effects. So that's pretty cool. We could even control the wet to dry ratio. And so we're going to do that, but first we're going to record it. So add an Edison. If you've never recorded, just put the Edison on the same track that your audio is going through. So here's an Edison. And set it to be on play, because it needs to be on play, and hit the arm button. It says recording, but it's not actually recording. It won't record until you play. And the loop you've set up, so when it loops, then it will create a little marker so we can chop our area exactly. So let's hit play. So that is all we want, and we only really need one section of it. So of course you have to hit stop playing, and then you double click the section you want. It will highlight that area. We're going to hit Control C. Whoops, Control C. Hit Control A, delete everything. Delete it all. And then hit Control V. Our section is back, exactly what we want. And this is the file drag button. You can drag it onto your playlist. So there it is. So now we have this option to do some pretty interesting things. So we're going to combine these two in different ways. So first off, we're going to take this one, we're going to chop it up into 4 sections. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hit reverse on our sample itself. So now the whole thing has been reversed. And now we can mix it in with our first pattern. So we're going to create a 4-bar pattern. And in our 4-bar pattern, we're going to have this cool atmospheric kind of thing going for us. So we're going to replace the end of this bar with this. We're going to put this one in the 3rd bar right here. So we're going to chop this up and get rid of that. Gonzo. And then these last 2 ones will be our filler. And this should actually sound pretty cool already. See, as you can tell, it's already really pretty cool. But of course, this is nice and all, so we'll put that in there and we'll clone it twice. But as an intro, this is a pretty good opportunity actually. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a low pass, and let's make sure that both of our things are going to the same channel. So we need to assign this to a channel. Hit Control L. Oops, hit Control L. There you go. And this guy is going to 6, I believe. Let's check. Unsorted 6. Yeah. So we're going to rename this to prevent confusion. Slicex. And we're going to route both of these into here. So route to this track only, because we want it to go through this only, because we want them to receive the same processing. We'll rename this mix vocal bus, whatever. And we will put another reverb on this one. Oh no, what are you saying? Like all this reverb. Are you like mad? Yes. So we'll put a reverb on this. And we're going to automate a few things. First, we're going to have it all the way up and wet. And we're going to automate the dry. So create an automation clip for the dry. And the dry is going to start out off. And it's going to peak right here. At the same time, we're going to be automating the reverb effect itself on this track. So we're going to click create automation clip. And as the dry goes up, we're just going to turn it off. And we're going to keep it to be pretty nice at the beginning. And then at the very end, we're just going to go whoomp, just completely off. So this extra reverb is gone. And so now we have a completely reverb signal turning on. So it gets a bit more attack as we go along, which is what we want. Now we're going to add a fruity free filter. You may need, well, a fruity low pass filter will do exactly what I want anyways. So we're going to turn the resonance up. Again, watch my parametric EQ2 if you don't know about basic reverb shapes and things. So we're going to create an automation clip for this. And this guy is going to start out completely low pass, or at least really heavily low pass. And it's going to reach a climax right here. And so we're going to have this going on. We're going to actually have it go back down. And then, yeah, it'll turn up and up and up. And then bang, boom, and then whatever, you know, now you've created a really dynamic introduction. We could go further. We could add chorus. We could do many more things to this. But I think this is pretty good where we've gone. So again, these two control the attack basically because it's a totally reverbed signal. And we're doing this by automating the dry. So the amount of dry signal that can come in versus the amount of process signal. Some people might automate the effect or wet off, but because we're using multiple reverbs, like 3 or 4, you can do this. If you own Complete, you should have RC48, and you could do some really unique and cool things with that versus the Fruity Reverb plugin, but this does our job. You could also try messing around with the high cut and the low cut to create some interesting variations. And the low pass allows us to introduce things, and it will also, so like you could do this and have it kind of swell at moments and something like that. Yeah, so there's that, and it won't actually cut off at the end here if we loop it out. We get that reverb trail. So that is all this for today. Man, someone tell me why it does that. Why do I have to double click to do this when I'm holding control? Oh, maybe that's the secret. Nope. Man, I don't know. That's like beyond annoying. I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, yeah, that's that. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you have any ideas of what you would further do to maybe create it more interesting, more dynamics, besides, you know, just changing notes and having more material there. But I think it's pretty cool considering we took it from like 2 words, composing gloves. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe, and have a blessed day.